giants the Nephilim. A look back in time to the legends of the Nephilim containing a list of 20 giants of ancient Greece. In Greek mythology the giants were a race of great strength and aggression. Names for the giants can be found in ancient literary sources and inscriptions, some of which are based upon inscriptions which are only partially preserved. Nephilim giants identified by name are Agrius. According to Apollodorus, he was killed by the Moirai with bronze clubs. Alcinous. According to Apollodorus, he was the greatest of the giants, immortal while fighting in his native land. He was dragged from his homeland and killed by Hercules. Representations of Hercules fighting Alcinous are found on many 6th century BC and later works of art. Alectos or Alctos. Named on the late 6th century Siphonian treasury and the 2nd century BC Pergamon altar. Aristeus. According to the Suda, he was the only giant to survive. He is named on an Attic black figure dinos by Lidos dating from the 2nd quarter of the 6th century BC, fighting Hephaestus. Aster or Astrus. Asterius, a giant, also called Aster, killed by Athena, whose death, according to some accounts, was celebrated by the Panathenaea. Possibly the same as the giant Asterius named on the late 6th century Siphonian treasury, also the same as Astrus, mentioned in the epic poem Euripus, as an invulnerable warrior killed by Athena. In the poem, Heracles, fighting the Meropes, a race of giants, on the island of Kos. Clytius. According to Apollodorus, he was killed by Hecate with her torches. Encelades Euripides has Athena fighting him with her Gorgon shield. According to Apollodorus, he was crushed by Athena under the island of Sicily. Virgil has him struck by Zeus's lightning bolt, and both Virgil and Claudian have him buried under Mount Etna. Ephialtes. According to Apollodorus, he was blinded by arrows from Apollo and Hercules. He is named on 3 Attic black figure pots dating from the 2nd quarter of the 6th century BC. On Louva he is along with Hyperbios and Agasthens, opposed by Zeus, while on Geti his opponents are apparently Apollo and Artemis. He is also named on the late 6th century BC Siphonian treasury, where he is one of the opponents of Apollo and Artemis. He is also named on a late 5th century BC cup from Vulci, shown battling Apollo. Although the usual opponent of Poseidon among the giants is Polybotes, one early 5th century red figure column crater has Poseidon battling Ephialtes. Euryalus. He is named on a late 6th century red figure cup and an early 5th century red figure cup fighting Hephaestus. Eurymedon. According to Homer, he was a king of the giants and father of Periboea, king of the Phasans, who brought destruction on his Phroad people. He was possibly the Eurymedon who raped Hera, producing Prometheus's offspring. He is named on Acropolis and mentioned by the Latin poet Propertius as an opponent of Jove. Eurytus. According to Apollodorus, he was killed by Dionysus with his Thysus. Gratian. According to Apollodorus, he was killed by Artemis. Hopladamas or Hopladamus. Possibly named as Hopladamas on 2 vases dating from the 2nd quarter of the 6th century BC, being speared by Apollo, while on the other attacking Zeus. Mentioned by the geographer Pausanias as being a leader of giants enlisted by the Titaness Rhea, pregnant with Zeus, to defend herself from her husband Cronus. Hippolytus. According to Apollodorus, he was killed by Hermes, who was wearing Hades' helmet, which made its wearer invisible. Lion or Leon. Possibly a giant, he is mentioned by Phocius as ascribed to Ptolemy Hephaestion as a giant who was challenged to single combat by Hercules and killed. Lion-headed giants are shown on the Gigantomachy frieze of the 2nd century BC Pergamon altar. Mimas/Mimons/Mimos. According to Apollodorus, he was killed by Hephaestus. Euripides has Zeus burning him to ashes with his thunderbolt. According to others he was killed by Ares. He was said to be buried under Proshite. Mimas is possibly the same as the giant named Maimon on the late 6th century BC Siphonian treasury, as well as on a late 5th century BC cup from Volsci shown fighting Ares. Several depictions in Greek art show Aphrodite as the opponent of Mimas. Plores. According to Claudian, he was killed by Mars, the Roman equivalent of Ares. Picalus. Agigas, who had become infatuated with Circe and attempted to capture her, only to be killed by Helios. It is said that the legendary moly plant first sprang forth from Picalus' blood as it seeped into the ground. Polybotes. According to Apollodorus, he was crushed under Nisseros, a piece of the island of Kos broken off and thrown by Poseidon. He is named on 2 6th century BC pots. On one he is opposed by Zeus, on the other he is opposed by Poseidon carrying Nisseros on his shoulder. Porphyrion. According to Apollodorus, he was along with Alcyoneus, the greatest of the giants. He attacked Hercules and Hera, but Zeus smote him with a thunderbolt, and Hercules shot him dead with an arrow. According to Pindar, who calls him the king of the giants, he was slain by an arrow from the bow of Apollo. He is named on a late 5th century BC cup from Volsci, where he is battling with Zeus. He was also probably named on the late 6th century BC Siphonian treasury. There are more to these stories than we were led to believe. So I will continue to collect all available information from the four corners of Earth on the Nephilim, as I intend to show humanity the big picture.